President Trump, whose new refugee cap will go into effect on Tuesday. One America's Emerald Robinson sits down with Ken Cuccinelli to discuss the new rules and has this report from Washington.
The Trump administration is about to put in effect new refugee numbers for fiscal year 2020. There's a dramatic drop by 40%. Can you talk about those numbers specifically?
Sure. Well, with the exception of the Northern Triangle, which is obviously geographic, there's Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, where we have unique strategic interests related to migration, illegal immigration. All the other categories really are more subject matter driven. The religious persecution category, you referred to it as Iraqis, but it's really anybody from that region who's helping the military out and who would have persecution concerns, right, partly resulting from that. And then the 7,500 that are just traditional from anywhere in the world. And this is a change in focusing on the reasons we have refugee and asylum categories at all. It's to protect people from persecution. And it's important for people to remember that the refugee side is only one piece. Much bigger for us in recent years has been asylum. Because of the rush at the southern border, we have over 335,000 cases of asylum awaiting adjudication. So while the number may go down from 30,000 to 18,000 for refugees, the same people who work on those cases are going to be freed up to handle some of that asylum backlog.
Now, in talking, I do want to touch again on the 5,000 religious
Sure.
persecuted number. This administration has given priority to Christian refugees. Will that continue as a part of this 5,000 allotted slots?
Well, certainly it will be part of these slots. I mean, they aren't set aside for Christians per se, but because Christians tend to be, at least in this day and age, among the most persecuted around the world, then those slots end up being utilized by them. And we just saw the president do what no president before him had done, is convene at the United Nations, not a terribly friendly outfit in my mind, historically, to religious liberty, and lead a seminar and an effort about religious freedom, religious persecution at the United Nations. And personally, he went and spoke there himself, and it was packed. So it was a tremendous success. And this is part of President Trump's ongoing efforts to alleviate religious persecution around the world.
Actually, we talked to Ambassador Sam Brownback about that and how pleased
perfect.
the administration was that the UN Secretary General gave it such priority and said it was important to him. Now, in talking about other measures as a part of this focus on refugees, the president has also made another change. He signed an executive order allowing local municipalities to have a little more say. That was something that was contentious in 2015 in the resettling of Syrian refugees.
Contentious.
So how is it going to allow these localities to determine their part,
role
yeah,
here?
their role
Yes.
in it, yeah.
Well, the law already says we're supposed to consult with them. It's this kind of amorphous, don't do it without letting them know kind of a thing. What the president has done in this executive order is give them a veto. I mean, you referred back to the Syrian refugees in 2015. 31 states said they didn't want them settled in their state. And at the end of the Obama administration, they were shoveling refugees in here with by our standards, very little vetting. And when you see, refugees who turn up in criminal indictments and other things, so far, you haven't seen any of the ones that have been through the extreme vetting of the Trump administration. They're all from the prior administration. So security comes first. Our entire immigration system, including the humanitarian piece, is for the benefit of America and Americans and its strategic goals. It has always been seen as a positive goal of America to help the rest of the world. And so our humanitarian immigration is the most generous in the world. And with such a priority by this president on protecting those persecuted for their faith, we've really reached new heights in that area, not before seen, I think, from any other administration.
Thank you, Acting Director Cuccinelli.
Good to be with you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.